February signaled the end of Jacob Zuma's presidency. On Valentine's Day, Jacob Zuma officially resigned from his position as the state president, forcing the EFF to abandon its motion of no confidence at Parliament, which was scheduled later that month. NPA head Sean Abrahams then received a memorandum of recommendations on whether Zuma should be prosecuted on corruption charges. Later, President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered his maiden State of the Nation address, where he introduced his Tumamina campaign. In a drive to encourage healthy living, Ramaphosa also began his early morning walks with the public, giving rise to #TamiMustFall. Sona was followed by a cabinet reshuffle where, amongst others, Mosebenzi Zwane, Lynn Brown, and David Mahlobo were axed. Malusi Gigaba delivered his first budget speech as finance minister, announcing a radical VAT increase. While the EFF boycotted the address, calling him corrupt and disreputable, Gigaba's quoting of US rapper Kendrick Lamar's song All Right immediately trended on Twitter.
And as urban poet Kendrick Lamar says, we're going to be right, we're going to be all right.
A motion of no confidence in Cape Town Mayor Patricia de Lille failed after the majority of councillors voted against the motion. Earlier in the month, Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane released her Estina dairy farm report, finding the Department of Agriculture guilty of maladministration. She directed the Free State Premier to institute disciplinary proceedings against all implicated officials involved in the project. The report was followed by a raid by the Hawks Investigative Unit on the Gupta family residence in Saxon World. 3 suspects were arrested. The police then issued an arrest warrant for Ajay Gupta after he failed to hand himself over. Months later, Gupta was spotted in India and to date has not returned to the country or handed himself over to the police. As Zimbabwe was gearing for August elections, a former Prime Minister and main opposition MBC leader Morgan Tsvangirai died in Johannesburg after losing his battle from colon cancer. The Eastern Cape became a battleground when 5 policemen from Engcobo police station were killed by unknown gunmen who allegedly robbed the police station of 10 firearms and fled the scene with a police vehicle they hijacked from 2 policemen whom they allegedly kidnapped and murdered. Days later, more than 10 people were arrested and 7 suspects, amongst them the Manqobo, 7 Angels Church Ministry leaders, were killed during a shootout with the police. Meanwhile, in the US, a former student armed with an AR-15 rifle opened fire at a Florida high school, killing at least 17 people. The shooting spree saw terrified students hiding in closets and under desks as they text for help. February signaled the release of Marvel Studios' latest superhero outing, Black Panther, which triggered the enthusiasm of African movie fans. Local release Nxeba, meanwhile, faced opposition on the first day of its screening with protests by traditional leaders and cultural organizations who claim the film violates the sanctity of cultural practices, which by their nature are secret. Cinema houses around the Eastern Cape were forced to cancel screenings. The High Court found that the decision to classify Nxeba as X-18 be set aside, as it is not hardcore pornography. For SABC News, I'm Lebo Changela.